What's up, my boy?
Nothing much, man.
All right. You ready to get into it, man? First episode, EmTe Thoughts Podcast. I'm M.
I'm T.
EmTe Thoughts Podcast, keeping it simple. For us, some of the thoughts may be brilliant, some may be silly, but overall, most of the thoughts are going to be empty. We're just kind of throwing it out here. Let's jump right into it, babe. Disney Plus or Netflix? Who you think, who's going to take over? They say Netflix is dead. Do you feel that way?
I think you got to have both. I really think you got to have both because they serve two different purposes. I mean, in my household, me and my wife will binge watch Netflix, catch a good series and just, you know, it might take us 2 months because we're not at home all the time, but on the weekend, like on a Sunday afternoon, catch 2 episodes of something and then we move on. But Disney, on the other hand, where kids have a shorter attention span, I don't think they're going to be able to, you know, sit down and follow through this series. Let's just go ahead and hit them with a bunch of one movie. Like my son was like, "Oh, I watched Spider-Man today." I was like, "Oh, you know all of them are on there, right?" He's like, "I only watched 2 of them." And he's like, I made it halfway through the second one. I'm like,
I get what you're saying, and I don't believe either one of them is going anywhere. All the other streaming sites that's trying to come out, I don't think those are going to pop off.
They're going to end up pairing with one or the other.
They have to. Like Nickelodeon's pairing with Netflix just to combat the whole Disney thing.
Did they even have a streaming before this? Nickelodeon?
I'm sure they had something. I'm not positive.
Maybe their website clips.
Yeah, they put their website
like
clips.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, you know, when our homeboy said you can't Disney and chill. You know, it's nothing unless you and your wife want to go back down memory lane and go watch whatever.
Yeah.
My boys, they're at home watching Zack and Cody and reliving their childhood, which is cool. But Netflix just got those series where, you know, the adult type stuff that you can watch. You know, they have the new Martin Scorsese movie about to pop off. They have the old killer movies, all that type of stuff that you don't really want your kids watching all the time. They got it. Whereas Disney, go watch Marvel, tear it up. It's nothing that I have to go in the room and check to see what they're watching on Disney.
And the thing about Netflix for me, it actually reignited that waiting for something. Like, we wait for movies.
I don't like that shit. Ozarks, you gotta wait 2 years. I'd be like, man, forget it. I'm done.
I give you that.
They wait too long.
Yeah. But you know, like, okay, Bright was greenlit, right? So you know it's coming. So it'll be in the back of your mind, and then when it pops up, there you're like, boom, that's it. Or they might do a release.
Hold on, pause right there. Let's deviate.
Mm-hmm.
Something, you know, just throwing it out there. Will Smith. Mm-hmm. Is he? Again, people forget that The Rock was nothing when Will Smith was on top of the game.
Yeah.
For me, if I had to choose right now, you know, I'm an underdog. I love the underdog. So I want Will Smith to take that title back. But man, he putting out some garbage. That new Bad Boys, I know you said it looks good, but it looks like a Tyler Perry movie to me. It looks like it's going straight to BET for me, after the award show.
Heck no. It looks like a combination of number 1 and number 2. You got Martin still dealing with the same internal struggle. I want to quit, but I can't let my boy down.
Bad writing. I think 3 movies in with him want to retire. Just retire. You 50 anyway. We see it coming. Do something different. It's basically, what was the Riggs and Shaw? Lethal Weapon. I'm too old for this. That we've seen it already. I want those 2 legends to do something different, and at the same time, going back to Will, I'm ready for Will to take it back, do something. He don't want to look the same. Do another Hancock, do something. I want him to take The Rock out. Yeah. I used to love The Rock, but the thing I appreciate about The Rock,
if you put their movies side by side, I think Will still got him.
The Rock
does not have a iRobot. He does not have a
because The Rock, he's not gonna do those type of movies.
What was it? I Am Legend.
He's not gonna do those type of movies.
But if you want to be king, you got to put your feet in all. You know what I'm saying? You can't just do action and say, I'm the king of action. Yeah, I'll give you the king of action.
And that's why I think a lot of people mess up. Same thing with a lot of artists. Lil Wayne almost did it. Almost went in different, trying to do rock and roll and move. I think Will, he should have stayed in his pocket. He started doing 7 pounds, Pursuit of Happiness, which was cool. But some actors, you can dibble and dabble. But one thing, my favorite actor, Denzel. Denzel did one comedy. If flatline Denzel, I'm out of here. He might be funny, but he like, they ain't my niche.
Yeah.
Preacher's Wife. Everybody, I haven't even watched it, and I'm a Denzel fan, man. I like, that ain't your lane. Let's move it back over here.
You ain't even getting a chance.
Nah. I don't need to see Denzel cracking jokes. That ain't his thing.
I don't think he cracked jokes in the movie. If I remember right, he was like the serious dude in the movie. No, he was the angel, right? Or you didn't see it.
I never watched it, so I don't know.
He was the angel, right?
I really don't know.
But I don't know. I like Denzel in those roles, but I would also put Denzel up against someone like the romantic comedies that pop out. I think he could do that. I think he could do that better than a lot of people that do it.
He could have did it in the past. He's too old now. My guy's too old. He's 60 years old. You know, he's not doing it. He's not staying in shape anymore.
He did the Equalizer, and the Equalizer was definitely out of it.
It wasn't the same. It wasn't like he was supposed to be like John Wick. He was doing some old folks type stuff. He's looking at his old watch.
Wick, man. Yeah, and he was trying to make sure he still got it.
Yeah, he's like,
I'm a half second.
It's almost 6 o'clock. I gotta go to bed. Like, I gotta hurry up and kill these fools because it's almost night.
The only old person thing he did was the books. I think. Like, who goes to a restaurant read a book and like eat apple pie reading a book or something like that?
Man, Denzel was tired in that movie. He was tired. You could tell, man. He looked. God damn it. Like, you know, he just moving on. It wasn't the same.
He did a movie for the common man. You know where he worked at in that movie?
Home Depot.
Home Depot. We've been there.
Hey, we have. And I can tell you, that's why he was killing people. That's why he was killing people.
Exactly.
And you answered it. Jumping right into that, man. So we talking about people staying inside their lane. Mm-hmm. We got two of our legends that we got to cancel. One of them, I would say, R. Kelly, MJ. Who you keeping?
I'm keeping MJ. I'm keeping MJ all day. R. Kelly, I mean, both have a great body of work. But I must say, I've seen more evidence and more testimonies against R. Kelly than MJ. If MJ did it, the people either recanted, they changed their story, that, you know, the people who were saying he did it to them, somehow the story disappeared. I'm not saying he did good if he paid them off. I'm not saying they came to their senses and said, you know what, our story's gonna fall apart if it's ever questioned.
That new documentary just came out. I haven't watched it, but they said, you know, Wade Robinson and everybody.
I mean, I watched that, but that to me, it was like, I just find it hard to believe that I would allow my child to, and maybe this is just me looking from my eyes. I'm not, you know, down in that parent for whatever they did, but me looking from my eyes out, if Chris Brown was like, look, I want to have your kid around me all the time, and, you know, when you're not there, you're, you know, 500, 2,000 miles away, whatever, he's going to be with me and I'm going to help his career. Well, first off, my kid can't go with you without me or my wife. Secondly, my kid ain't spending the night with you. It's just certain things that it was lines crossed that allowed Mike to do that if he did.
But everybody, the hardest thing is to do for me is to look at yesterday with today's eyes, right? Because we grew up in the 80s.
Yeah. And
I was just thinking about this driving through, you know, where I grew up. My parents would let me walk 4 miles to go meet my sister at her part-time job. And they would let her walk home. Now I'm about to have a little girl. She about can't walk across the street without me having eyes on her. And then Michael Jackson was the biggest person. They don't have celebrities like Michael Jackson anymore. People treat him like Jesus.
Yeah.
If he touched people, they would just faint, right? So, and plus Michael appeared harmless. So I think that's why a lot of people did it. And the other side of that, R. Kelly ratchet. So now we see R. Kelly, he in the hood.
Really how ratchet he is.
Yeah, he in the hood, he doing stuff. So yeah, now we can say, oh yeah, there's no way them girls supposed to be doing that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But to venture off that, like I just feel R. Kelly got better hits. I believe he got music you can make love to your woman on, you can break up to your woman on, you can cry when your woman break up with you, when your homies die. He got the song I Wish, he covers everything. Whereas Michael Jackson, the thing we give Michael Jackson credit for, and I'm a Jackson fan, I'm an 80s baby, but We love Jackson because we thought he was cool, but if we look back, he wasn't really that cool, and the song's really not that good. What slaps do we got? What box? Like, tell
really?
me. What,
Mike don't got good songs.
They cool, but I'm telling you, R. Kelly, you're right down the road and listen to R. Kelly going way back to '91.
I used to. I you know how, like you say, you can't look at yesterday in today's eyes, right?
Yeah.
So right now, today, if an R. Kelly song comes on, my mind, if it's a love
your mind
song,
is telling you no.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, my mind is telling me though, because I'm listening.
But your
to
body turned that crank.
No. I go. I mean, if I'm listening to Pandora or something like that, and you know the next song pops in and is R. Kelly, it might get a good 30 seconds to a minute, and then I'm like, oh, this dude, he ain't even singing to women like I'm looking at. He's singing to, and in my mind, you know, because that's what the perception is right now.
I don't go off that simply because I'm a Kobe fan. We know what Kobe got accused of, right? Right, we gotta say.
But did Kobe get convicted? Did Kobe like take the L in that situation?
Hey, he civil. He paid out, right? And again, he could have paid out because he didn't want to go through the process, but he paid out. I don't know what happened. Just like I see what happened with R. Kelly, and I again, I'm about to have a daughter, so I respect that part of it. I know you have a little girl, but I'm just based off the music because again, if MJ probably had just as many accusers as R. Kelly. But based on the music, R. Kelly killing that boy.
And I mean,
he killing him.
With the day that we're living in right now, if R. Kelly, if MJ was still with us, there's no telling what would
everybody keep forgetting MJ was falling off, man.
But I'm saying
nobody's
no telling
the last couple of MJs. The song he did and Chris Tucker was in it. Nobody. He was falling off.
When was the last R. Kelly? And R. Kelly ain't dead.
R. Kelly, look. The thing about R. Kelly, people erased him. People say, you know what? Because we're not gonna separate the art from the artist. We're just gonna totally cancel him out. But
why didn't they do that with Mike?
Because Mike was doing this stuff in the 80s and none of the stuff is on film. And to be honest, to be totally honest, MJ crossed over. R. Kelly really never crossed over to the point where we had that for him. Because think about this. They canceled Bill Cosby. They canceled but MJ, R. Kelly was never as big as MJ. I'm not.
Maybe we should have put Bill in this too. Cancel Bill, even though they're not music. Who would you cancel? I'd keep Bill over all of them. And that's just me. Bill did more for me growing up than any of them.
Can Bill Cosby write 12 play?
Bill Cosby told me it was okay for a grown man to cry.
Look, you know what? Bill Cosby, the Cosby Show. No, the Cosby Show was great.
Fatherless households.
But look, I had a dad, so maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's the difference. I don't know. Because my dad was there. But
it's supposed to be fun, man.
But no, truthfully, R. Kelly, I would have to stay with him. But you know, going on to the next thing, man. The new kings of R&B. Jacquees, he put his name in there. That boy trying to come out. He just did the new album called King of R&B, but I don't got him in my top 5. Who you got?
He's definitely not my top 5.
Let's do this. Because we're about to hit 2020 here coming up, but I don't want to go that far back because it's too many names. Let's say over the last 5 years. Who you got?
I mean, I got one. If we're talking R&B, King of R&B, I got to give it to Chris Brown. And the only reason I say Chris Brown, man,
he ain't trash, but he ain't the king.
He's kind of held a career even through the bullshit.
He in my top 5. But I'm not gonna say he number 1.
How many years now? The dude was like probably 13 when he first popped, 12 or something.
That's cool. But and I'm not gonna bring up that he beat up a woman, but we'll just move on.
But I'm saying through all of that,
he bounced back. I like him. That's my son. He's one of the artists his favorite artists, right? So I got to put him in my top 5. I'm not gonna say right where he slides in, but
well, I gotta say,
okay,
I don't think Jacquees is king of R&B, but I can give him the respect of claiming that and really making
he did what T.I. did.
Yeah, making people come at it. And not only that, he actually brought back to the game the original remix. When people were doing remixes before, they were just snatching the beat and doing their spin on the song. Then the remix became features.
Yeah, I give him that. I think
I
he
do
helped.
like that.
I give him credit for bringing back R&B. He's making these guys want to sing again.
Yeah,
but
even the old heads, he like, hey, because him and Tank.
Yeah, him and
I
Tank
think had a little headbutt for a second.
And Keith Sweat.
Keith Sweat. That's who it was. He seen Keith Sweat in a lobby or something like that.
Yeah, he kind of.
Yeah,
and he said Keith Sweat rolled up on him.
Yeah, he realized who he was. He was like,
people don't know Keith. He was a G.
Yeah,
so he rolled up.
He real in the field.
For me, I'll give you my 2 because I'm gonna give Chris Brown. He'll be in 3rd place, but number 2 because his biggest hits are R&B. I gotta say Drake. Drake number 2. King of R&B, number 2 status. Because his biggest hits R&B, but number 1, man, I think it's reverse racism. I do, man, because I guarantee if Bruno Mars was black, everybody be shouting that man's praises. I think Bruno Mars is killing it. Bruno Mars, that 24 karat gold out. Hey, have you heard it?
I've heard it.
Man, that's better than any of them boys done put out. Any of them boys done put out. Bruno Mars, number 4. I gotta say Miguel. I put Miguel in at number 4. Yeah. And man, number 5, I wanted to put my dog Jacquees in there. Nah, not no Genuine. But I gotta go with Jeremiah.
I fucks with Jeremiah.
So that's my top 5. Then number 6, just missing the cut from Jeremiah, but we went over 5 years. I would have to say my girl, she kill me. But Tory Lanez number 6. That look, had that Chicks Tape 5. I gotta give it to him, man. It's cold. It's cold.
I mean,
but just to go back, Bruno Mars, King R&B.
Okay.
Drake, number 2.
Okay.
Breezy, he'll be number 3. And damn, who I put at number 4? I forgot that.
Yeah, exactly. They don't matter after that.
It don't. But I do feel like Tory Lanez is coming. But Miguel, I do feel like Miguel's a solid number 4. I do feel like for the last 5 years, and he just came out with a new song, RAN. It's a nice song. I think it's gonna, it'll chart. And
what does that stand for?
I'm not saying.
Oh.
But you can Google that and figure out. But so I mean, Chris Brown number 1 for you.
I come on, like Chris Brown is listed under Drake.
Yeah, but listen. What's the song they just did together?
The one where Drake rapped on and Chris Brown sang?
No, Drake sang. He sang on the song.
What song?
The one You Got It Girl, whatever. Yeah. But that was Chris Brown's first number 1 in a long time.
No, don't get me wrong. Drake does have that touch right now.
Cause he got it in him.
Drake an R&B singer?
Listen, his top songs are what? Call Me on My Cell Phone, man.
Well, then just sing. Don't rap.
And he do both. Chris Brown rap. He just ain't good as Drake is at singing. No, I'm saying. Tory Lanez rap too, but hey, look.
Man, we're going to have to scale these one day and be like, okay, take it from the total package. Dancing, singing, rapping.
If I do
blackface, all of that.
Man, nah, forget that. But no, so if I go strictly off of artist ability, I would go Chris 1A, Bruno 1B, because Bruno can dance too. But I still say Bruno is number 1 for me.
I like Bruno. Bruno has to be number 1. It's not the consistency that he has a problem with, in my opinion. It's the keeping it rolling.
Racist. That's all it is, man. You being racist. You being racist, man.
He dropped like 2 songs last year.
Man,
like he might have dropped the album, but 2 songs off the album was like, that's what we listening to.
When you getting money like that, you don't got to.
Okay.
You remember back in the day when, speaking of, you know who realm he's in? He's in that Beyonce realm where Beyonce don't drop a lot of music. She ain't out here doing like Chris Brown, dropping 40 songs. The attention span not there. So Bruno, he come out, feed the streets, and leave. Say, hey, Cardi, Nicki, about to get back on you. Come rock with me. I got you. Put it on the song. That's what the boy giving. So I feel strongly that he's number 1. Number 3, coming in the close to Drake, Breezy.
Let's see what else we got on the yeah. This is kind of
so what about Cap?
Man, what happened with? What was the turnout of that?
He didn't get signed. He went to a different field. They have figured out that the NFL gave him a waiver that wasn't the same language as other waivers they give out to other players trying to make a team. So that was his reason for doing it. But I just
that was his. But
I just feel like he should have pulled all the way out.
Into it more, yeah, because he made it more of a spectacle. He took it from this is me trying to get back into the NFL. Even if the NFL did something sideways, he's not doing it for himself. He's not doing it for his family and his mind. I think he's doing it for a whole race, which is, I've never done nothing for a whole race. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really judge him for that. But what I would say is, I feel like you have the media there.
Do you feel like he's doing it for the whole race?
In his mind, if he's actually doing what he's portraying, yes. But if with the media there, I feel like there was a better way to handle that other than a Kunta Kinte shirt and still do the tryout anyway. I feel like, okay, this is a press. Now we're having a press moment, and I'm going to explain why this happened. But I mean, like you've said before, not on the podcast, but you've said before that he doesn't explain what he's doing. So it's left up to interpretation. And then left up to interpretation, like they said, Jay-Z got upset about it. I don't know if he really did or not, but I'm pretty sure he would have had something to do with trying to make this happen for him. And then for him to come out and do that, it's like, damn, I looked out for you, and this is what you do for me.
My only issue with any of it, not like it matters, but again, Kaepernick, he's not speaking up. He's not saying exactly what's going on. Other people are speaking for him, and if that's the way he wants to go about it, that's fine. Mm-hmm. But he's allowing other people to change the narrative of what he's doing, right? It went from kneeling for the rights of black and brown people into the military issue and all. He never spoke up. And when we hear him actually speak and have a chance, and the way he represents himself is going to be through a Nike ad. Nike is giving money on both sides of the aisle, right? And that's cool if that's the way he wants to go about it. Then you come back, you wear a Kunta Kinte shirt to this outing. Kunta Kinte is a fictional character. I know you want to say it's based on real events, whatever, but if you want to throw something out there, Malcolm X, Martin Luther, Marcus Garvey, a lot of different people that you could have did that to represent and speak to the issue. Don't say I've been ready for 3 years. They've been running for 3 years. That's your time. It's probably one of the last times we're gonna see you on that platform where people are gonna care. Because by next year, he's older. He's 33, 34. People are gonna start saying, "Oh, he needs a job." He's gonna be aged out of it. So when you have the platform, speak up. Don't allow people to change what you're doing. Speak to exactly what you're doing so we know. Now I can say, yeah, you're doing this for another generation. You're making sure, but right now, I don't know his reason for doing it. I know he's trying out for the NFL, and by trying to get back into the NFL, it does seem as if you're doing this vying for a job, which is cool. We all got to work.
Yeah.
But 1 minute you don't care, and the next minute you're saying they're afraid of you. They're afraid of, like, why you begging them for a job, essentially? That's the way I look at it. I could be totally wrong, but I just want to speak to the issue and stick to your guns. Say what you mean what you say. That's how I look at it.
I think he missed his target audience with the Kunta Kinte shirt, to be honest, because anyone who knows who that character is they're gonna know the character, and they're gonna look like, okay, is he trying to say he's the slave? Is he trying to, what message is he bringing? And that's why he should have spoke up. But then you have the younger audience who, my son don't even know that The Rock used to say, "Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?"
Yeah.
So he's not gonna know who Kunta Kinte is or the struggles of.
And I get it, you Google that stuff, but that's why I want him. And
but
again, not like he cares. Where's something that people are actually gonna look up? They don't know who Marcus Garvey is. They don't know what he stood for. Have it something. So yeah, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna research to see what this person's about, because he obviously, Kaepernick has name recognition. When he throws out Nike stuff, it's gonna sell out in a second. But what are you doing this for? If you're saying you're doing it for this reason, I know, hey, you got $19 million. He gave up $1 million. That's more than me and you are going to do in a lifetime for any cause. But on our level, I'm going to match that for what I can do.
Yeah.
And I'm also not going to sit there and try to make it seem as if I don't want to be somewhere that I'm not wanted. And I think that's the difference. Like they don't want you. They said time and time again, they wouldn't have got a high school coach to come back in the NFL and then to go get you who they know is in shape. They don't want you. They're like, you keep showing up to your ex-girlfriend job. She don't want you, fam. Move on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Moving on with him. He's trying to be influential, and I think I totally jacked it up, but you know I was going there. But I think we have, for me, 3 rappers over. We're about to go in 2020. So from 20 years, I have my top 3 guys who have really helped move the culture forward. When I say culture, black, brown, hip hop culture, American culture, I have 3 people. Who do you got now? I want to see if mine match your list.
Your list not gonna match my list.
All right,
I don't know. I think I'll go first. One of them.
20 years over the last 20.
Okay. I got first. I got Lil Wayne. I think overall he's done the most influence. Whether like it's changing the sound of music, being okay to rap with such a light voice, because the light voice didn't really translate before. You had to be aggressive and go at it. His style, which is kind of off
let me
now,
ask you
but
this.
he
Let me
introduced
ask
the
you
world
this
to a lot of
because I was
stuff.
talking to somebody, talking to my girl about this, and she didn't agree. But I feel Lil Wayne really he was able to kick off the dreads. She was like, oh no, people wearing dreads way before that. But I'm like, yeah, they were wearing it. But it became a fashion statement. When Lil Wayne on a Carter was Carter 3 when they start hanging.
I mean, it's like people wear rain jackets.
Yeah.
Yes. But if Kanye dropped a Yeezy rain jacket, everybody
it invades American culture.
Right,
and that's what I feel about with Wayne. He was able to really affect American culture with doing that. And we said his style. Another thing Wayne doesn't get credit for. I remember laughing at Wayne when he came out with those skinny jeans. I was like, man, that ain't cool. We ain't doing that over here.
And but the thing is, he took it so far where he was wearing like leggings damn near at one point. So then you were almost like, well, as long as they ain't as skinny as Wayne's.
But you know what came from Wayne and those leggings? Joggers. Nobody's wearing those tight joggers like that, and that just kind of because nobody wanted to go that far.
Sweats.
But they were like, you know what? Joggers came from that, and that's again off Wayne's tree. And then
I fucks with the joggers.
Yeah, so, and one part I feel like obviously we had Wayne. You know, I'm sure we're gonna differ on 2 of the other people, but I will say,
I think we'll.
Yeah, we definitely will. But I gotta give Wayne. Young Money, he kept Cash Money alive for 20 years, 15 solid years. Nicki Minaj, Drake, Tiger. I think Tiger really excelled once, he kind of went from that. But who else you got?
Second, I'm going to say Jay-Z. I'm going to put Jay-Z out there for
I got Jay-Z. Jay-Z's on mine for almost the same reasons as Wayne.
Yeah. And the one thing that Jay-Z has done that Wayne has yet to be able to do is make it okay to be an adult. There's a lot of people who are stuck in that, everything from
Wayne is forever a child. Yeah.
Change clothes when he made you put on button ups. I remember going like trying to
throwbacks,
he went from throwbacks to button ups, the oversized fitteds, which was really a Philly thing from my understanding, but he kind of introduced the world to it. Like, there's a lot of different things, and now even the whole unkept hair, like it's kind of a trend.
Him and Rich Homie Quan. Rich Homie you gotta give Rich Homie Quan that one. Cause Jay-Z don't quite pull that off. He still look unkept.
But now you can see business dudes in business suits.
No, I get it. Jay-Z, I have him on my list.
Yeah.
For the same reasons. I think he's a businessman. I think Beyonce keep him popping right now. But that was a smart business move. You got one of the baddest, so I give him that. And that's what every man we want. We want a woman that can match our fly. So I give them that. So number 3, because you're probably gonna have somebody I would have, and I may have somebody that you would have. But I would like to hear.
My third one is Trick Daddy.
Okay, I would not have Trick Daddy. I absolutely would not have.
Hold on,
you gotta
hear me out. Okay. from Trick Daddy birthed a lot of different things that have spread across, like, all, you know what I'm saying? Spread across
No, I don't know what you're saying.
Entertainment world. Whether it
Trick
be,
Daddy.
Yeah. Would you have Trina?
Man, Trina ain't no Nicki, man.
Would you have Ross?
I think we would have Ross, because Ross was doing stuff with Def Jam back in the day.
Penning.
Yeah, he was. I think we had Ross. I think we would have had Ross.
I don't know. I don't think we would have had him.
I'm so disappointed. I'm really disappointed in you right now because of my third person, and you got Trick Daddy.
But I'm not done.
Ain't he on one of those love and hip hop shows? Or
he might be.
Oh man,
Trick Daddy was one of the only people I've ever heard say in my life, smoking crack and weed helps his lupus. He'll say whatever he want to say. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those people who he's actually living his life and making a go at it.
So
he's living his life the way he wants to. But
I get that.
Let me back it up to, I say his lineage is what puts him on this list. Because without Trick Daddy, we don't get Ross. Without Trick Daddy, we don't get Cool and Dre, who's produced for everybody. We don't even get Wayne where he's at. So you're
saying that
when Wayne
they're all the fruit off his tree.
Yeah, when Wayne left New Orleans, or Baby, he went to Miami. Well, both went to Miami, and then he kind of branched off and was doing this thing with Ross for a minute in Miami because he the only person brave enough to still deal with him, I guess. But from Wayne being able to do his thing and hold his ground, he can now pay the artists the likes of Nicki Minaj, Drake, Tyga.
All the people that came under him. Trick Daddy too much credit.
But Trick Daddy had to teach this boy how to do what he doing. Right. I say Trick Daddy because
Trick Daddy can't keep his own stuff going, man.
Florida culture would not be, and I'm in the hoods a little more than maybe you, but Florida culture wouldn't be what it is without Trick Daddy and his influence.
But the difference is, I'm actually from that area.
What area?
I'm actually from West Palm Beach, Miami.
You were when you was like 5?
But I go back. I was just down that area last weekend.
Okay.
And I can tell you what is going on now there isn't the same what's going on up top. Okay. They actually don't even claim us, to be honest, right? And the culture, the lifestyle is completely different. And then two, the one thing, Trick Daddy had a strong 3-year run.
We wouldn't have Kodak Black if not for Trick.
And I think that's something. That's another knock against them. That's another knock. I gotta give you my third person. I have to say I'm so disappointed in you right now, man. Gosh.
Okay.
My third person.
Trick, holla at me.
Clifford Harris. T.I. How can you not? And I'm not even a T.I. guy, and you don't have T.I. on your most over the last 20 years. Hold on, let me give you some.
He did give us Iggy.
Iggy, hey, look.
Yeah,
look,
exactly.
I ain't gonna say, man, Iggy.
But hold on. You know, I'm a T.I. fan.
Yeah, he gave us a whole new genre of music.
He moves in silence a lot, though. Like when he's doing it, you don't know he's doing it.
But that's the thing.
How can
the same thing with Jay? The same thing with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jay-Z. I think the things that T.I. and the way he was able to move through the culture, because if we put Wayne on there, I feel we have to put T.I. on there because they're almost synonymous in a lot of ways, right? The way they move, the way their flows, and I just believe Southern hip hop, which I believe is hip hop nowadays, to me those are the kings, especially of our generation. I don't believe I can put anybody above Wayne or T.I. lyrically, and I just feel the people that he brought to the game, and 20 years later, the people I put on mine are the people that can still make an impact in the culture and still move the culture right now.
I kind of really wish I did say T.I. because, my favorite artist probably in the last 15 to 20 years, I feel is heavily underrated, should be a lot further along in his career than he is, Dro. I like Dro.
Trash. Bro, what? What is up with
I like Dro.
You can like him, but you can't say he's underrated.
He ain't dropped a dud, man. He's not consistent with his music dropping, but everything he dropped, bang.
Man, if you would have said someone like anybody, what's the boy from Mississippi?
What's the boy from Mississippi?
I can't.
David Banner?
Hell no, David Banner washed. The young boy. God.
I didn't say that.
David
that was
washed.
him.
Oh man, I can't think of the name. I have to got the UGK sound.
Oh, Crit.
Yeah, Big Crit. Big Crit. I feel like you could say he's underrated, but
yeah, Crit definitely.
Yeah, Crit. Like I rock with Crit. Man, let's move on.
Have you ever heard a Dro CD?
First of all, the fact that you said CD lets you know you old. We don't drop CDs no more.
Album, project, whatever you want to call it.
Going on for that, we're talking about over the last 20 years, influential rappers. Let's go to people. Who you got? Most influential over the last 20 years. Who is your person? And you say Obama, this is over.
You read my book.
I knew you were going to say Obama because you black.
Notes. You read my notes.
You went real black with that one. But I feel like Obama could have did more. But I do respect it. But I feel like the biggest contribution that Obama did, he made a lot of rappers cut their hair. I think that's the biggest thing that happened when Obama was in. A lot of people felt pride and Allen Iverson cut his braids off. But what you got? Why is he on yours?
Okay, let's see. For me, growing up as a child, I honestly would have never expected a black man to run in my lifetime, let alone win. Just
Jesse Jackson already ran.
Honest.
Dick Gregory ran for president. Al Sharpton ran for president. Dick Gregory actually in the polls was winning. It was an error they messed up, but he actually was winning.
I did hear that. But what I'm saying is to run on that platform as like a Democrat or Republican.
And actually win.
And get the nod. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like to have one of those parties behind you with the backing of that party, it was kind of like, you know, I mean, we come from an area where a black man can get so high before that black man becomes a target. For this black man to get that high, and I mean, I'm pretty sure he was the target of a lot of people, but for him to get that high was like, dang, now that is another lane for like, dang, black people in politics. Even though there were black people in
that
politics,
part of it, I agree. I think he moved the needle for 8 years. The 8 years he was in office. But I don't, and this could just be me, but I haven't, other than Michelle, she just came out with her book, and I know they're doing stuff with Netflix, but his cultural impact, his impact on everyday society, it isn't there.
I had that conversation yesterday, actually, so that I feel Michelle, since the presidency, Michelle has done more, has been out there more. Which maybe he feels like his life was exposed for 8 years and he finally want to sit back again.
And I get it, but I just feel like, again, he had a strong, if you want to give him all 8, I know a lot of now, hindsight is 20/20. Everybody's saying what Obama could have done, what he did, what he didn't do. So I'm going to say he had a strong run for 8 years. I'll give him all of that. But I feel like my person has influenced the culture, and when I say culture, American culture, which is hip hop, because hip hop run everything. Look, man, a lot of people ain't gonna like this one. I gotta go with Kim K. I say Kim K. Over the last 20, the impact that she's had on America. Let's think about this. Because a lot of people want to say Ray J made the Kardashians, right? But rewind your mind and think about what we thought about Ray J in the early 2000s. He was the lame brother of Brandy. That's all we thought about of Ray J. Once the sex tape came out, we were like, Ray J kind of, he's still lame, but we looked at him differently because he had a bad one, right? Then Kim K got herself up off her knees, literally, and was able to transcend to be famous, probably the most famous person in the world for nothing. Who's more famous than her for nothing? She has no talent. But not only was she able to change before that, what woman was openly saying across the board, saying, yeah, I had plastic surgery. Or, yeah, I 1% made my body look this way. I think she made that cool. Not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying being the most influential means they made a good impact. Yeah. Even I think people went crazy just strictly off. I think to me, I haven't did the research and I should have, but I want to say she's broken the internet more than Beyonce, right? From the magazine covers that she's put out, and again, it's for her showing her body, but I even think that has changed the way women have openly shared their bodies online, especially if then you piggyback into what she's doing now with prison reform. I think that's huge. She has a president in her back pocket. What reality star, what person like that has went from being on a sex tape, now she has a president getting people out of jail? I feel between the plastic surgery, the way she's able to have her whole family, everybody in this family is a mega millionaire or billionaire. And it came off her changing the culture with plastic surgery, getting people out of jail. I just think her influence is there.
Have you ever seen the show?
No, why would I watch that?
Well, some of us are married, and so their wives watch the show, and I'm laying there. Sometimes it's on. Anyway, she don't make the final calls on stuff like in their family. That's the mom. So
no, I think everybody needs a boss. Like in my job, I'm the boss, but I have somebody else that makes the calls over me. Yeah. And sometimes you want to come off a certain way, so you can run everything on the back end. I think if Kim came off as she was running everything, I don't think some people would rock with her because I can never achieve that because she's smarter than me, she's already prettier than me, she's already richer. So when she comes off as a ditz in a way, that's disarming for people. Think about Jessica Simpson. Why did people fall in love with Jessica Simpson? Because they thought she was a ditzy woman. Now, for a couple years, everybody was rocking her purses. She was doing all that stuff because people thought she was ditzy. Same thing with Cardi B. Cardi B became so big because people thought she was a ditz. They thought she was a silly hood chick doing videos. Now look at it. Now you realize, man, Cardi kind of conned us. Like the whole time, she might not even talk the way she gives that, but Cardi's smarter than we give her credit for.
No, but that's the thing. That's that.
That's in the 48 Laws of Power.
In my opinion, the world, everyone can see a person and put that person in a box. As soon as they see them, they go, that guy is that girl is this, off sight, and then that first conversation, they go, oh, well, I'm 100% sure if you ran into some of these congressmen, some of these Fortune 500 people, and have a conversation with them, you may come off with that same, dang, that dude was kind of stupid. He don't know that when you go through the drive-through, you got to move up to the next window to get your food or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
But if you find out that same person was making major moves, it would make you want to dig in to see how is that person being great. Why is that person?
Say if that person can do it, I can do
it. And that's what Kim gave us. That's what Kim, because, and again, I'm not saying everything she did was a good thing. I would hate for my daughter to want to emulate what some of the things that she's doing.
Yeah.
But I do think that some girls all I need is surgery and I can be Kim K because I already got the hips, I already have that. Yeah. I can do this. And I think being that familiar, that's what all celebrities are doing now. That's why we have Instagram, because every celebrity want to seem like who I am is achievable to you. Like me, and follow me every day, follow my every move. You could achieve this as well. And I think that's what she gave us. She gave us, you want to follow her because she's showing you the game plan. I did this to get to here. And that's what I think her superpower is. So for me. And that's why I say, but for over 20 years, I think she's been impacting the culture in a way that I have to say she's my number one. I don't think she did it for a short amount of time because she's still doing it. She just got, what's the name?
I mean, it's hard to argue because you made the point for better or for worse. She's the most impactful. Not for,
I don't think it's
positive,
good thing.
not for all negative.
She's trash as a person, but I mean, it's simple, the fact that she's made that impact.